Namaste, my dear children. So here in class 8 we discussed not for breathing and not for living. It means air pollution and water pollution. Understand, my dear? Air and water pollution. Okay now? In class 8 we discussed not for breathing and not for drinking. Yes, it means indirect way air pollution and what is one more? Water pollution. Okay, so we also discussed what is pollution. Can anyone say what is pollution, my dear? Can anyone say? Simply addition of toxic or hazardous chemicals or substances to the air, we can call it air pollution. If those things are added to the water, we can call it water pollution. Understand? So addition of some toxic material which are not belong to the air and which are not belong to the water. Understand? And whatever the factor which are responsible for pollution, which we can call as pollutants. What are the pollutants? Is that clear? Air pollution and pollutants? Yes. Pollution is the process where pollutants are the substances which make something polluted. Understand, my dear children? Right? So here in your earlier class we discussed what are natural resources. What are natural resources? Tell me, what are natural resources? The resources which are given by nature, we can call it natural resources. So what comes under natural resources? Air, water and soil. Understand, my dear? So why soil is come under natural resources? Given by nature. Yes. So what is the importance of the soil? Plant is survive without soil. Yeah. So that soil is one kind of medium where all the plants are grown on it. Hence, soil is important. So without which there would be no food. Isn't it, my dear? Yes. There would be no oxygen. Isn't it? And there would be no survival of any living organism. Understand, my dear? So that soil is very important for us. Is that clear? So here, like air and water, is it also polluted due to many human activities? Understand? Even though it is essential for food and oxygen and etc., it is also being polluted by human activities. Understand, my dear children? Yes. So in which way soil is polluted? What are the causes for it? What are the effects? Right? So before we discuss these points, we should know what is soil, how is soil formed. Is it, my dear? Yes or no, my dear? Right. Now listen, this first one is soil pollution. Okay now? Right.
Soil supports life on the earth. It is a precious natural resource and home to numerous plants and animals. How is soil formed? What is it made of?
Right? So, first topic, what is it, beta? Right? How? How is soil formed? Okay, now? Right, now listen.
Soil formation is a very slow process and it takes thousands of years to form. Soil is basically formed by the breaking down of rocks due to the action of factors such as wind, water, climate, etc. This process is called weathering.
So now how is soil formed, my dear? The process of breaking down rocks into action factors such as wind, water, climate, etc. called is weathering. The process of formation of soil is nothing but called weathering. Understand, my dear? Right? So in which the huge rocks breaking down into smaller particles due to the action of water, wind, water, and so this is the process of breaking down of large rocks into small particles. We can call it what, better? Weathering. So now, what is the process which is involved in formation of soil? That is nothing but what, better? Weathering. Understand, my dear?
Weathering involves the action of water or wind, the effect of climatic conditions like temperature or decomposition of rocks by the chemical breakdown of minerals. Even organisms like plants and animals break down rocks and minerals.
Yeah, these are all what, better? Factors of withering. Factors causing withering. One is wind. Another one is climate conditions. Next, water. Then chemical breaking down of minerals. Then lastly, living organisms.
Consider this situation. Thousands of years ago, a large rock was broken down by the action of wind, water, and other factors due to which smaller rocks were formed. After repeated actions of weathering, these smaller rocks broke down further to form sand and then into fine soil. Plants and animals that lived on the surface of the earth died over time and their remains decayed. These got mixed with the soil, which added to its fertility. This is how soil was formed from rock. If soil is excavated to a depth of about 20 feet, several layers can be seen. This is called the soil profile. The topmost layer, A horizon, is the most fertile. It supports life because it is soft, porous, has humus and retains water. It is the darkest in color. The second layer, B horizon, has less humus and more minerals. It is more compact. The third layer, C horizon, has lumps of rocks with cracks and crevices. The last layer is the hard bedrock.
Right. So what is this, beta? What is this? Right. Profile of soil. What is this, beta? Profile of soil. Profile of soil. Profile of soil. Right? So when we dig the soil depth, we can notice all these layers. So based on different structure of the soil, it can be divided into different zones, different horizons, which are A, B, C, and lastly bedrock. So what is the first one? A horizon, what it contains? Rich in humus and minerals. Humus is nothing but organ waste. It is the reservoir of the nutrients. Understand, my dear children? Right. Next one, B horizon has less humus and more minerals. Then finally, C horizon contains rocky soil. The last one is a bedrock. Understand? So far we discussed how we soil form, what is the process of withering, and factors which are responsible for withering and profile of the soil. Understand, my dear? So let's move on to the next video. Understand, my dear? Right? So next one is soil pollution. What is that one? Soil pollution. Just you listen this one.
This dried and tractor is not a drought-land. This is a result of soil pollution created by humans. Let's have a look at the sources which are polluting this non-renewable resource. Click on the images showing man-made sources of soil pollution.
So here,
Be careful, all of these may not be man-made sources.
right. So here, observe the picture carefully and identify the man-made sources that cause soil pollution. Right? So here are some pictures. You have to identify which are man-made resources that causes soil pollution. Understand, my dear? So Lahari, you come and identify which one is man-made soil pollution. So what are their fertilizers of their crop rotation, garbage, pesticides, trees, industrial waste, oil or fuel disposal. So what are all these, madam? What are all these man-made resources which are responsible for soil pollution? Are there any other which are not involved in soil pollution? So what we have to find out? Which are responsible, that we have to find out. Understand, my dear?
Yes, sir.
Please you click on anyone.
That's right. Fertilizers ruin the quality of the soil. Accumulation of potassium salts and nitrates in soil exerts toxic effects on vegetation.
Especially what are responsible for soil pollution? Chemical fertilizers. Right? So the raw materials of these chemical fertilizers consist of some impurities, some metals like arsenic, lead, cadmium, and etc. So which usually causes soil pollution. Understand? The excess amount of NPK, nitrogen, potassium, phosphorus, and potassium. So the excess amount of these remains in soil, which usually decrease. What it decrease? Quantity of the products as well as decrease nutrients like carbohydrates and proteins. And also excess amount of potassium in soil decreases vitamin C and what about others? Carotene. Understand, my dear?
Yes.
And one more you click on. Which one is responsible for soil pollution? Industrial.
Correct. Large amount of industrial waste or polluted water discharged from factories is responsible for soil pollution.
Right. So next one, you come and click.
Right. Large amount of oil or fuel disposals or leaks pollute the soil.
Next. What is I now?
True. Dumping of solid waste on soil pollutes the soil because majority of the solid waste contains non-biodegradable materials and heavy metals, which are not good for the soil.
Please come.
No. Crop rotation does not cause soil pollution. It actually helps improve the quality of the soil by retaining its fertility and in some cases adding new nutrients.
Crop rotation is not involving in soil pollution, which enrich the nutrients in the soil. Anyone?
Yes, pesticides pollute the soil and enter the food chain through water and vegetables.
Right. So what are those man-made? What are those man-made resources? So what is our topic, my dear? Soil pollution. What are our topic? Soil pollution. So now tell me, what are the man-made resources which are responsible for soil pollution? Tell me, what is first one is chemical fertilizers. What is that, madam? Chemical fertilizers. Right.
Industrial waste.
Next one is
Industrial waste. Pesticide.
industrial waste. Next one is what? Pesticides.
Garbage.
Next one is garbage. Next one is oils from the factories. Next one is what, beta? Next one is insecticides, fungicides, herbicides. So here, ultimately, who is responsible for soil pollution? Who is that? Human beings. Isn't it? So what are all these resources? Man-made resources which are responsible for soil pollution. Understand, my dear children? Yes?
Yes, sir.
Right.
Aim to determine the pH of different water and soil samples.
So here is one lab activity.
Step 1.
Okay.
Take 10 grams of soil sample in a beaker.
So here is one lab activity. So the availability of nutrients usually depend on the pH of the soil. So can anyone say what is the normal range of pH of the soil? 5.5 to 7.5. Understand? But how do we know? How can we test the pH of soil? So there is a procedure where we can know the pH of the soil. Understand? So I give you samples of soil and I ask you what is the pH of those. How can you? So that we need to follow a lab activity to find out the pH of the soil. Understand, my dear?
Yes, sir.
Right? So first you listen that video here. Later on we will do that.
Aim to determine the pH of different water and soil samples. Step 1. Take 10 grams of soil sample in a beaker.
Listen carefully, I will definitely ask you. You have to perform the
Step 2. Add 50 ml of distilled water and stir well. Step 3. Filter the solution in another beaker using filter paper and funnel. Step 4. Take a clean and dry porcelain cavity tile. Step 5. Add 5 drops of filtered soil solution into 3 cavities of the tile. Step 6. Add 1 drop of universal pH indicator solution to 1 cavity. Note the color developed and compare it with the pH indicator chart. Step 7. In second cavity, dip a small strip of broad range pH indicator paper, that is pH 2 to 11, and note the color and again compare it with the pH indicator chart. Step 8. Choose a suitable narrow range pH indicator paper and dip it in third cavity and note the color and again compare it with the pH indicator chart.
Okay, now listen everybody. So now observations.
Aim. To determine the pH of different water and soil samples. Aim. To determine the pH of different water and soil samples.
So what is the aim of our activity?
Step 1.
To
Take
determine
10
the pH
grams
of
of
the
soil sample in a beaker.
So here is the first one is, so see once porcelain cavity, here is a beaker, broad range pH indicator, narrow range pH indicator, proper filter and pH stain. Okay na? Yes. So what is here? Beaker. Okay. So what we have today? 10 grams of. So how many grams we have today? 10 grams. See once this is the indicator 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 up to 9, 10.
Step 2. Add 50 ml of distilled water and stir well.
Can anyone add for 50 ml of distilled water here?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, come. Come on. Right. How many ml see here?
50
50
ml.
ml.
Step 3. Filter the solution in another beaker using filter paper and funnel.
So what do you want here? Filter. Yes? Then what you have to do?
Step 4. Take a clean and dry porcelain cavity tile.
So this is the porcelain.
Step 5. Add 5 drops of filtered soil solution into 3 cavities of the tile.
To pour soil solution here. What we require here?
Rubber.
Step 6. Add 1 drop of universal pH indicator solution to 1 cavity. Note the color developed and compare it with the pH indicator chart.
So what we are here? Indicator. How much?
1 drop.
1 drop here.
Sir, try it.
Step 7. In second cavity, Dip a small strip of broad range pH indicator paper, that is pH 2 to 11, and note the color and again compare it with the pH indicator chart.
Then broad range pH paper. Observe the color change here, pH paper.
Step 8. Choose a suitable narrow range pH indicator paper and dip it in third cavity and note the color and again compare it with the pH indicator chart.
Once you compare the color of these two with the pH scale, what is the color here? What is the range of pH? These two colors indicate the range of pH. That is, what is better? Here 5 to 6. Right? Now the given soil pH is what better? 5 to 6. Understand? So when the pH scale shows 5 to 6, what kind of nature of the soil that is? Alkaline or acidic soil. So now tell me which soils are acidic soils, organic soils or alkaline soils? Alkaline soils. Understand, my dear children? Okay, now have you understood how to find out this one? Yes or no, beta? Yes, sir. Right. So here, observations. Here is one table. So pH values are determined by solution surface A, B, C. Universal indicator, solution. Broad range indicator, solution. Narrow range indicator, paper. Understand, my dear? Yes. Okay, you have to fill this. And Viva is here. Viva. Right? Which range is good for most of the plants? Which range of pH is good for most of the plants?
5 to 6.
6 to 7, 8 to 9, 5 to 6 or 10 to
5 to
11. See once 6 to 7. Right, my dear? So, what is the pH of lime soil? Lime soil. Lime is usually alkaline. What is that?
9 to 10.
9 to 10. Is it? 2, 3, 1 more is also there. Which of the below method is not used to check pH of water side? Which of the below method is not used? See what's not used to check pH of water or soil?
Colorimetric.
Porcelain method, electrometric method, colorimetric method, indicator dye method. This one? Yes. See once our answers. So except one only right remain, 2 are wrong. Okay, shall we do it again?
Yes, sir.
Yes or no, beta?
Yes, sir.
Right. This one? B. Okay, B. Next one is? A control. This one only? B. Chalo, one more line check. Yes. Right. Okay, now?
Yes,
Now tell me what points we discussed so far. So what is soil? How is soil formed? What is soil pollution? What are responsible for? It means what are the various resources which are responsible for soil pollution? And finally, pH of the soil. So pH of the soil determines whether the soil is acidic and alkaline. Understand, my dear children? So in tomorrow's class, which we discuss the various soil pollution. Thank you very much.